merged. Couldn't do it because the electronics was just too different. So he realized that the data was the important thing. And that was the start of Daima International. And you can have the recording afterwards. That's the beauty of it.
Thanks,
Right.
Veronica. Yeah, just Golam asked if we could record.
I see that. Perfect.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm glad you are, because we've upgraded our slides. So the slide deck, I need to just save the new PDF for Debbie to share. Okay, so the data was, there was recognition in 1980 that data was important. Data is a business resource, and it's not just what IT does. And that's why they founded Daima, to support and promote the management of data. We are a chapter of Daima International. We're actually the only active chapter in Africa at the moment. So we're basically looking after Africa. There's individual, you could join as an individual or a corporate, and we just give resources, but all our events are open to everybody. We have, now that COVID has forced us to go online, it's been so exciting. We've had many people from all over the world attending our online events. So that's really exciting. There's our website, the daima.org.za is the Daima website, and then our Modelware website is where we keep all the recordings of all our webinars, including this one, Daima ones and Modelware ones. So you can join up on our Modelware website. Debbie will give you details, and you have access to all the recordings of everything we've ever done. Okay, so we're talking now about CDMP certification. Certified Data Management Professional is what CDMP stands for. And these are the benefits. We've seen that it opens doors. We've seen people who have been retrenched and then got fully certified by doing all 3 exams, and all of a sudden the doors open. We've seen many companies are advertising for data management people and saying CDMP certified preferably. So it's important. Employers are recognizing this. Employers are recognizing that anybody that is committed to professional development will be an asset to the organization. And with CDMP certification, it's not the same as Microsoft certification or any one of these vendor certifications, because it's very general. It's the principles of data management rather than the actual how-to. It shows that you understand the foundations, and what was this guy on my course yesterday talking about first principles. So you understand first principles of everything. And it's also worldwide recognized, so it makes you more employable worldwide as well. Big in Australia, big in Europe, big in the US. Now India's becoming more well known, and here in South Africa it's becoming very well known. So it's a good thing to have. This little thing here, this is a badge, and as you collect your exams, the exam platform links up with a platform called badger.io, BADGR, Badger. Badger.io assigns you badges as soon as you've passed anything. I'll show you all my badges. You can share them on LinkedIn, and you can verify them online at badger.io. So any prospective employer will be able to verify that you are indeed certified. You're not just saying it. All the exams are based on the DMBOK version 2, which is a pretty fat book. Here's the upgraded Daima wheel. It was published in 2017. There's a previous Daima. The first edition is this one. It's still helpful, but the exams are not based on this. So it's helpful to have because it gives you a bit more of the how to do stuff. But you need your own copy of the DMBOK version 2 because it's an open book exam. And every question in the exam has a reference to the book. We're on the exam setting team for data architecture, and we've got the guidelines for how to set an exam. They have to have an actual reference to the book. Even if it's an application type question, there must be a reference to the book. So you have to have your book. You can have it in PDF form or hard copy form. If you want a PDF, you can get it from technicspub.com, and it's just short of $60. In South Africa, we can buy it at Loot or Take-A-Lot, or talk to me because I've ordered some. So I decided Loot takes far too long, so I ordered a batch of 6. They haven't arrived yet, but it'll be quicker. Overseas, I don't know India how you get them hard copy wise. In Europe and the US, it would be Amazon. It's very much a what to do book, not much on how you do it. It's very generic. They don't mention vendors, they don't mention products, and but they tell you the principles of how the principles of what to do, and why we do things, and what to do in that context diagram. But the how to do is not in this book. It would be much fatter then, but it would also date. The chapter primary contributors are the thought leaders, and those primary contributors also have a hand in the setting of the exam. They'll be on the exam oversight teams. So you have to answer the questions as they are in those chapters. It's not a progression, the different levels. It all depends on the pass mark you get when you do your exams. There's also no particular order in which you do your exams, but the Data Management Fundamentals exam it's referred to as the core exam. You don't have to do it first, but it kind of makes sense to do it first. It's the one that's based, it's a very broad but thin version of the whole DMBOK. I'll show you the next slide. I've got the question breakdown. It's $311 per exam. So to get a full practitioner or master, it's 3 times 311, $933 for the whole thing. You don't have to write all the exams at once. You can spread them out, and there doesn't seem to be a time limit to when you complete them, but your first exam will expire after 3 years. So it looks like you've got a 3-year time limit that you have to do them in, because the Daima International Central membership is included in the price. So that's why your exam's going to expire, because your membership expires. If you get 60%, 60 to 69% in the fundamentals exam, they will award you with a CDMP Associate badge. And that CDMP Associate cannot be upgraded to a practitioner or master. You have to get over 70 in all 3 exams to be a practitioner, and over 80 in all 3 exams to be a master. Plus, for a master, you have to be able to prove that you have a minimum of 10 years of data experience. There's a place on Daima's website where we upload our CV for that one. So if you're a really bright and bushy-tailed 5 years of experience newish person, and you get 80% in all of them, you still won't be awarded the master because you won't have 10 years of experience, unfortunately. What else do I have to tell you? Oh yes, so the associate, after 3 years, when that expires, you have to rewrite. If you've fully qualified practitioner and master, and you've done all 3 exams, after 3 years, when it expires, you are able to renew. I've got a slide on that when we'll get to that. The fellow is an honorary certification to honor people like John Zachman, who has contributed a lot to the industry. Is there any experience, any questions about these different levels? Do you guys understand? Specialist exams. Oh, sorry, specialist exams. Okay, sorry. I've got a slide later on. Those specialist exams I'll explain later on in the slide later on. Here is the breakdown of the fundamentals. Oh, sorry, hand up.
Hi, Veronica.
No?
Ganapule here from Standard Bank. I just wanted to check. I see the exam has changed. I have registered, but they told me that there's a new exam. And
Yes.
Have they changed the format to the quality of the questions?
No, I asked that question myself. They haven't changed the format of the exam. They've just changed the platform. So
I see.
it's really what's changed is the way you register and the way you pay, but the actual
Okay.
exam is the same.
And tell me, with online proctoring, we can write the exam at 2 a.m. in the morning if we wanted to,
Anytime you want. And there's always somebody on duty for unlock. So if you have a problem with the actual exam process, there's always someone on duty. And that person, it's a little online chat box, and that person gets there within a minute or two.
Okay. And how practical is it to like answering the 110 questions and referring
It's
to
100 questions.
Oh, okay.
100 questions. You get 110 minutes if your home language is not English. You get 90 minutes if your home language is English.
And how practical is it to reference the open book materials?
Oh, good question. Glad you asked that. The way when I show you the practice test, I'm going to show you how you go about this. But I recommend that you pass through this whole exam and answer what you know, because you know things. Answer what you know. If you want to check something up, there's a little flag, and you flag it, and then you look it up. And if you've got a PDF, you have to have a separate device. You're not allowed to have a second screen on your laptop. And it's open book, so you're allowed your hard copy, you're allowed your second device, you're allowed like the notes I give for my training, you're allowed those, and rough paper, anything that you need to reference. But you're not allowed to navigate off the exam site either. So it has to see your face at all times. Unlock does. I'll get to all of that just now. So I said it was 100 questions based on chapters 1 to 14 of the DMBOK. There's 17 chapters in the DMBOK. Chapter 15, 16, and 17 are examined in the data governance specialist exam, so we don't have to worry about them now. The exam, the pool of questions is big. It's about 500, I think, questions. So the exam engine will reach out and make up your personal exam. So if you were sitting next to somebody, presumably you'd get a different exam. But it picks out this number of questions for each knowledge area. So you can see data governance, data modeling, metadata, and data quality are the heaviest chapters. Those are the ones you need to know the best because there are 11 questions in them. Like ethics, there are only 2 questions. They'll probably ask you about the pillars of ethics, the justice, beneficence, non-maleficence, and respect for persons, and something to do with GDPR. Well, they're only going to ask you 2 questions out of the ethics chapter. They're only going to ask you 2 questions out of the big data and data science chapter, and the chapter 1. And it's not just 11 random questions. They've got 50% of those 11 questions are easy ones. They're the ones that would be easy for somebody that is quite new, somebody that would only really go for an associate level, would only get to associate level. They're those kind of questions where there is one right answer and there are 4 obviously wrong answers. And if you looked in the book, you'd find that that question is word for word out of the book. And they're not there to test your English. They're not there to trick you. The guidelines say refrain from asking questions with a double negative. Refrain from asking questions, with not. So we're looking for an answer that's right, that's true. We don't like those which one is false type questions. And refrain from paraphrasing because we're not trying to test people's English. So that they're really, really striving to word these questions pretty much out of the DMBOK. You understand the English in the DMBOK, you should understand the question. So that's the first 50%. They're simple. You'll find the answer directly in the book. The next 50% are slightly more difficult. They're the ones to distinguish between the practitioner and the associate pass. And those ones sometimes have alternates. Like maybe 3 of the 5, there's a choice of 5. 3 of the 5 might all be right. You've got to choose the most right. So there's some of those where they are right, but there's one that's the best choice. And those ones I would suggest you flag, guess, and go back and make sure. Then there's those ones that are for the masters, and those are more your application type questions, where they'll give you a scenario and you need to apply that and answer the question. They're less easy to look up in the book because you have to have some kind of like experiential type knowledge for those. So that's how they set it up. So in data modeling and design, we may have 6 questions that are easy, 3 questions that are harder, and 2 really hard questions. And that's how it's broken up. And they present you with the questions within knowledge area. So you'll have all your data governance questions, all 11, and then it moves to another knowledge area. I can't remember the order. I don't remember if it goes in this order or they've done another order, but all of a sudden you see, oh, I'm in data modeling. And then all the questions will be data modeling. And then, oh, I'm in reference and master. All the questions will be reference and master, which is really quite nice because you don't have to jump around with your thinking. And sometimes the question after the one that you struggled with will actually help you answer the one you struggled with. So I find it a very friendly and a very nice test. People have said it's difficult, but it's not unbearably difficult. So once you've done all your 3, the fundamentals and 2 specialists, they will issue you with a certificate and they will issue you with a full practitioner badge. Daima SA and Modelware Systems, we've got a lot of webinars online. It's free training. So really, I would encourage you all, if you haven't already, please just join our LinkedIn groups and our Meetup groups. Debbie can help you with that. She can pop the links on the chat because we have so many online events, and all the events that Daima SA does and all the events that Modelware Systems does helps you to prepare for these exams. Everything we do is DMBOK based. Daima SA Data Management, that's from our LinkedIn group. And so on our website, there's a calendar of events. So you can look on our modelwaresystems.com website. And there's a little join up section there on our website. And if you join up on our sort of Modelware Systems club, you'll have access to all our recordings. And that's not just Modelware Systems recordings, it's also the Daima SA meetings recordings. They're all saved here on our website. Debbie can help you with that. She administrates that. LinkedIn, Daima SA, join the Daima SA LinkedIn group and the African Data Management Community Forum group. And Daima SA has a chapter meeting the 3rd Wednesday of every month. And there's usually something happening every Monday and every Wednesday. It's all from 4 to 5 in the afternoons, SA Standard Time. And then our African Data Management Community Forum is every Thursday. And that's where Howard takes a whole month to unpack one of the knowledge areas. And this month he's busy on metadata. And I think next month he will be doing data architecture. So it's a good thing to follow that. So for 4 Thursdays in a row, he unpacks those. So that's real free training, appropriate free training. These are the meetup groups that are Daima SA meetup groups that we have Mondays and Wednesdays. Remember I said there's something practically every Monday and Wednesday. There's ins and outs of data modeling. We've got data privacy groups, data governance and ethics, and big data and data science meetings on those, all at the same time. Our specialist exams. So you have to pass the core exam and to pick 2 of these. We no longer are able to substitute previous certifications for a specialist exam. That's all fallen away. This is what's available at the moment. I've done data governance, data quality, and data modeling. I don't think anybody in SA has done any of these yet. So we haven't had any feedback from what they're like. There's nothing stopping you doing one of these first and then doing the fundamentals. It just makes sense to do the fundamentals first. We have got training for data governance and data modeling at the moment. We don't have training for data quality, but Daima SA has endorsed Info Blueprint data quality course to prepare you for data quality. I actually found the specialist exams less tricky than the fundamentals, because you're right in that mode, you're thinking governance. And I found my DMBOK, I found everything I needed to look up on the data governance exam was in my DMBOK. Data quality, if you're going to do that one, there is a bit of basic statistics in that. So you have to brush up on your mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and probability. There were, I think, about 6 questions, but I'm going to do it again and make sure, because I got a bit of a shock with that. And modeling and design, you have to know Steve Hoberman's way, which is why we have license to give his data modeling masterclass. You have to know how to model Steve Hoberman's way for that one. Okay. Also 100 questions, same breakdown. If English is your first language, you get 90 minutes. If English is not your first language, there's an English second language option, which gives you an extra 20 minutes. For the specialist exams, they're based on the DMBOK, but sometimes they reference the thought leaders that line up with the DMBOK, like quality, they reference Duran. That for data governance, you maybe need John Lagley's way, or modeling, Graham Simpson, as well as Steve Hoberman. So we asked Steve Hoberman to give us a list of recommended reading, because Daima International's just got pages of recommended reading, and a person who's preparing hasn't got time to read 20 books. So I asked him to give us 2 per knowledge area, and he publishes most of them anyway. So he said to us, okay, 20% discount for the PDF for anyone that wants to buy any of the electronic versions. Just use our company name as a coupon code, and you'll get a 20% discount for anything for preparing for your specialist exams. Debbie's got a link to that spreadsheet, and she can give that to you if you want. Recertification, after 3 years, this expires. Your certification expires. And we don't actually know the recertification process yet, but we assume that 30 hours of proof of 30 hours of professional development is required. So attending any of Daima SA's webinars or our African Data Community webinars will count for that. And it's really nice because Teams keeps a record of who's there. So we will be able to verify that for you when you need to recertify. And of course, you're going to have to pay money to Daima International, but only the practitioner and the master are able to recertify. The associate has to rewrite. So to prepare for that, apart from attending all our webinars, our free training webinars, we also offer a data management for certification course. I've just given one. That's why my voice sounds funny. I've been talking for 4 days solid. We do this 4-day, going through the DMBOK, the whole thing. I prepare notes. I've summarized it. So it's like, you know, at school, if you don't want to read the book, you can read the study guide. I don't recommend that for this one, but it's a study guide for data management for certification, my summary. So you get summary notes, which are a lot more manageable to read than the book if you do this course. And I assume that nobody's opened the book. Now, training, I believe the training that they give overseas, when they call it a boot camp, Dataversity, or in Europe, when they call it a boot camp, they go over loads and loads of practice questions, and then you write the exam. They assume that you've studied already. I don't. I assume that you haven't opened the book. In fact, I assume that you maybe only just got your book. So we start from scratch. And day 1, we do those heavy duty ones. So data management, you got to do first, data governance and quality. And then I briefly, like with half an hour, go over the important aspects of chapter 15, 16, and 17 for background knowledge. You need to know what a DMMA is, and so, but it's not examinable. So that's day 1. Day 2, we do the very technical stuff. And I also assume you know nothing about modeling. I do get some technical people on the course, but mostly they're business-focused people. And the data modeling and design is a shock to the system, and it's 11 questions. So we go through it so carefully so that you know how to answer that. And Chapter 12, metadata, is also 11. Goes nicely with data modeling and data architecture because remember your data models are metadata. And I love metadata. Day 3, all of these go together well because data integration is moving data from one place to another. And that's what we have to do when we're doing master data and data warehousing. And then here we're talking all about analytics. And I've still got access to my own practice test, which I'm going to show you now. And we do that, we go over that together. Day 4, we pick up what we haven't done. Storage and operations and security go well together because they're often done by the same people. And we can do the practice test again. And if you do this course with me, I've put together quiz questions, practice quiz questions, and we can do study group together. The how-to training courses for the specialist exams. Remember, I said for modeling, where's my modeling book? This is the book that you get for the modeling course. It's Steve Hoberman's Mastering Data Modeling book, and the exam is based on that. And we're allowed to give it to anybody in Africa. Howard is licensed to give it to anybody in Africa. Data governance, Howard has prepared data governance and data architecture exams, courses to help you with the exams, but also all of these help you with your job. We don't like just teaching towards an exam. It's one of those things that you have to do if you're going to be writing an exam, but we also want to give you passion and skills and knowledge and all those tools up in your belt to climb your mountain, to be able to do your job better. And all of these that Howard has developed, you get Excel templates and Power BI dashboards and all of that kind of thing to help you do it. And physically, you do a data strategy, a data SWOT. You prepare a business glossary. You actually do the work. So these are very practical courses, unlike mine, which is an information dump because that's what we have to do. So data governance, Howard's developed that. It's 5 days. Very practical. Data modeling is Steve Hoberman's course, also very practical. And data architecture, Howard has developed it, also practical. Help you process. Remember, we're on the data architecture team, so we know it's in the exam too. And then a data science one. So Paul can help you with all of those. There's just some flyers. Modeling data is coming up soon, 5th to 9th of July, with Steve. Indian people, we need to ask Steve if we're allowed to give to you, and Howard will do that because you're in the same boat as us, not being able to afford those huge dollar rates. So we just need to get permission from Steve. These funds we can give to anyone in the world because they are Howard's own courses. How to plan data, which is data architecture, and how to govern data, which is data governance. Good fun. Study groups. If you do my course, you're welcome to do the 4-week countdown to the exam. We've noticed that people in the past do the course, and particularly now that you can do the exam at any time of the night and day, people put it off and they put it off and they put it off, and eventually a year's gone by and they still haven't done it. So I'm really trying to encourage people to do that exam so that you can move on. It's become a weight on your shoulders and a bottleneck in your progress. So if you do the course, let's write the exam in 4 weeks' time. We're going to do prep courses where I go over difficult areas of difficulty, and I've set a whole lot of practice quizzes. We'll do those to try and practice during the exam and uncover areas of difficulty. So that's study groups every Friday from today to write the exam about the 18th or so of July. Commit to write the exam. 4 weeks, we'll get it done. This one, monthly pre-exam refresher course, I'm doing on a Saturday, the last Saturday on every month, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We will practice. We'll do that format that they do in overseas. where we will do the practice quizzes, we'll go over areas of difficulty, and then just write that exam that weekend or within a couple of days. Commit. Get it over with. So last Saturday we did the first one. About 20 people were on the call. 4 of them actually wrote the exam, but it was good. At least it's done. This is fundamentals refresher course. That's the 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 900 Rand a person. The study group is free. Okay, so this is my course. It is 9,200 Rand, including that. But international people, it's 8,000 Rand because you don't have to pay that based on that book. So our climbing up the mountain, I've got 15 minutes. Our climbing up the mountain analogy, in our climbing up the mountain story, this is the trek to base camp. Here's base camp. Then at base camp, those that are going to summit will go up. This is a conventional route up where you've got different camps where you sleep up the mountain. So we have sort of superimposed our training on that. Our trek to base camp is preparing to write that fundamentals exam. And at base camp, you write the fundamentals exam, and then you will be able to go up the mountain. Different paths for different people, depending on their specialities. Different courses, different preparation. And then when we're getting to the top here, let me show you. When we're getting to the top, we ask our people who come on that whole journey with us, what do you see as your summit? Because basically, getting your CDMP certification, we're really just here. We're not summiting yet. It's something we're going to do within the next year or so. What's your future look like? Do you want to be a CDO, an executive? Do you want to be that person that makes those strategic decisions about the way data is going to be used in your organization? You need different preparation to, if you want to be, you know, you want to just be a manager of a team. You know, there's no, it's not to say that that would be the end game, but some people, they say, well, I'm not going to be the exec. I don't think I'm that going to be an exec, but I really would like to have a team under me. And then you could be a manager of a team. Maybe you're just a techie and leave me alone. I want to be the best DBA or the best data modeler or the best data quality specialist that you've ever seen. And that's what we want to be. We just want to be a specialist. That would be me, actually. Or else you're an out of the box thinker. And you get new innovative ways of doing things, like Steve Hoberman. He's revolutionized the way Howard's data model. Howard was a very experienced data modeler before he went on Steve's course, and Steve changed the way he did things because Steve's an out-of-the-box thinker. He's got innovative ways of doing data modeling, and it works. So you could be a thought leader that writes books, that publishes papers, that convinces people to do things that new innovative way that you've decided, that you've thought of. You could be a speaker at international conferences. So we've tailored from where you certify completely to where your top of your mountain is. And part of this is we've developed a way of assessing people, which is a work in progress. We still need lots more data to confirm our hypotheses. We looked at professional assessments, and they didn't fit for our needs. We don't need to know that you've got the cognitive ability to do this game. You're in this game, you have it. We don't need to know that. We know that because you're where you are. We do need to know whether you've got the right way of thinking and organizing data, and you've got the right natural talents to be where you want to go. So we used Gregorich's thinking styles, which is this little block. So please, if you guys would like to, just take a picture of that with your phone. It's on a Google form, and do that for me. I'll pick it up on Google and I'll send you feedback. And every time anyone does that, it cements our hypothesis here. We anonymize all the results, so don't worry about anything being shared. It's your name and your email, and I'll send you feedback on your thinking styles. It's how take data in and how you organize it. And we've found some very good correlations with that. So please take a picture with your phone, or Debbie will drop the link on the chat and help us with that, and I'll send you feedback later. So that was our first assessment. Then we did, I think we've got a slide here. We did the Clifton Strengths. That's the only thing that we would have to pay for externally. It was 950 Rand for doing the Clifton Strengths, where it gives your natural talents. So this is the thinking style: concrete sequential, abstract random, and concrete random. Our concrete randoms, we are expecting to be the execs or people that they're risk takers, and they're not scared to take risks, and they don't worry about people's feelings. So they're natural leaders. The abstract randoms are the people who are good team players. They really care about people's feelings. The abstract sequentials are the specialists, the scientists, and the concrete sequential are the really organized people. I'm abstract and concrete sequential, very organized people that can't multitask. And then this is the Clifton Strength. They broke it up into four things that fitted really nicely with our thinking style assessment. The strategic people would be the execs. The executing people are the specialists. The relationship building people are the managers, and the influencers are your thought leaders. So that works quite nicely. And then our third level is we'll do a personal assessment of your experience and your skills using the DMBox DMMA approach with all of our life cycle. So that's something that we offer. But let me go back. This slide here was how we would be looking at a thought leader in data modeling. Steve Hoberman's offered us speaking places on his conference if we can develop somebody with a really interesting case study. And we can do that for other conferences as well. So see here on the Camp 2 is where you actually get your full CDMP specialization. And then we tailor the rest of the path up here with maybe Steve's certification and helping with case study and speaking. And if you are somebody who wants to do speaking at a conference, all our webinars, Daima SA webinars, are we'd love to have people offer to speak on that, and it's a safe space. Everybody's friendly. If you have any speaking, anything you'd like to share, please share it with us, and we'll arrange, because we safe space. A conference in America is not a safe space. You need to get ready for it. Then we've got other tailored data management overview courses for professionals, but this is not for the CDMP. I just want to show you before we finish, and we've got a few minutes. I want to show you. Let me just bring this across. Ooh, why is this not working? Okay, this is how you sign up for the CDMP exams. You go to cdmp.info, and there's the book an exam. There's the submit master experience if you get over 18, all of your things. And in all your 3 exams, here's book an exam. Here is where they changed the platform of how you actually book and pay. So this is where you are going to decide your standard version or your English as a second language version. It used to be it used to be different, but all of you who's English, they don't check. It's just up to your own honesty. If English is your mother tongue, pick the standard 90-minute version. If English is not your mother tongue, pick the English as a second language. Even if your English is brilliant, you're entitled to an extra 20 minutes. So you pick that, and you can actually enroll for all your specialist exams here as well. So there's the proceeding with order, and it loads it into a cart. And you can purchase the additional exams, so you can buy all your 3 at once. The thing is, Daima International requires payment with a credit card. So we have companies that sponsor our people often, and so we're able to do a bulk purchase, and then we give you a coupon. We can give you a coupon that's valid for all 3 exams. So here you would say, I need to add a coupon code, and I don't think it's going to work for me. It's not working for me. Return to shop. I think you have to enter your detail. You have to go proceed with order. Sorry, that's you go proceed with order and then add a coupon code. Book an exam. Standard version. Proceed with order. And then add your coupon code. And then it will zero that. Okay. Don't forget, proceed with order before you do anything else. So that's how to book the exam. They will send you, they ask you for your email address. Now give them your personal email address because you may move and your certification stays with you forever. So don't give them your work address, give them your personal one. They send you a sign on for the Canvas. Pick my dashboard. They sign on for the cdmp.instructure.com. That's the exam platform. You'll find the exams you've booked for as tiles on the platform. Mine's been archived. So I'm going to show you my modeling and design. And then you get your exam. You can test on a lock to see that your computer works with on a lock. On a lock requires Google Chrome. It adds an extension into Google Chrome so that it can take over your microphone and your camera. And you can test it there. And when you do your exam, you have to launch it first. It requires you to take a picture of your face in the top corner and a picture of your photo ID and then a room scan to show that you're alone. And then you can get your exam going. Now, if Honorlock doesn't see your face at all times, it will pause your exam, but don't worry, you can restart it, it'll be fine. And if you have a problem, there's somebody on duty. You can access somebody really quickly. And I mean, I've tried it. I've tried accessing that person. Within a minute, there was a person I was talking to. Here is how the badges work. And then I'm going to show you the practice test. Anybody got any questions while we are looking? Okay, now here it's come up. So what it does, if you get over 80% for your fundamentals exam, it issues you with all 3 badges. It issues you with a full associate because you've met the requirements, a practitioner, and a master because you've met all the requirements. Now this one obviously is the one you want to brag about and share on LinkedIn. And Badger here collects all of your badges. And once you've got 3 badges, so I got three at the practitioner level, so it gave me a practitioner. I'm not sure what this one is. Data quality. So I want to rewrite modeling and design and data quality because I want to get a full master, not just a practitioner. And then it should award me the full master. Oh, I have to upload my experience. So that's Badger. I'm not sure that's the right one. Let me just. Yeah, here we go. I want to show you that practice test correctly. Just access the exam. Here's the practice exam. You can't start the actual exam by accident because it's going to ask you to launch Honorlock. And if you've done it by accident, you oops, abort, you know, if Honorlock starts asking you for something. The nice thing about the practice exam is the main exam looks exactly like the practice exam, except that there are 100 questions and 90 minutes or 110 minutes if you're doing the English as a second language. So your timing is the same. The practice exam doesn't have all the knowledge areas covered, and it's got a smaller pool. So you're allowed to do it as many times as you like, but it's going to give you the same questions. It's going to give you the same questions. Eventually, you'll see them all. But it shows you how to approach the exam and it shows you the timing. So this one gives you the answers. Once you've done it, it'll give you the answers, but the main exam won't give you the answers. So you won't see where you went wrong in the main exam. But I'm going to show you how you approach it. Start the quiz. Okay, so see, my screen is very small. I think if your screen is bigger, this little thing here will sit in the top right-hand corner. It shows you the time and it shows you all your questions and that you haven't answered them yet. So when we go through and answer them, it ticks them off. So here, and this is the flag. So remember I said, go through the whole exam with what you know. Don't look anything up on the first part. But anything you want to go back and check, flag it. And so this one, how do data management professionals maintain commitments of key stakeholders? We know that one because we have to continuously communicate. So maybe we don't have to flag it, but let's wait and see. We'll go and look it up. Maybe you read slowly, so you want to flag something that it takes too long to read. So you just read it, you guess it, anything, I don't know, guess it and go back because there's no negative marking. So whatever you guess, what organization structure sets the overall? Well, it will say the council, and we know that one, so we don't have to flag it. And when you get to see, this is all data governance questions. Who's the most responsible for communicating? This is a nasty one. This was everyone. And now we're on documents and contents. And it'll give us all the documents and contents. And then it'll move on to something else, possibly modeling. So the conceptual data model, and this is also not a nice question, but let me show you the bottom quickly. See, it's ticked off what I have answered. It's what I've skipped. Now, don't skip anything. On your first pass, do not skip anything. If you don't know it, flag it and guess it, because you've got a 1 in 5 chance of getting it right. What we flagged, we can jump back to. It's got a nice navigation jump, and then you can look it up. Only on your second pass, look things up so that you've gone all through. I've seen people run out of time, and I've seen them run out of time and get maybe 90% or more of what they've got right. They've done, they've got right. But that was, say they answered, they left out 10 questions. That could have been a masterclass. Question, Ankush?
I'm not able to revert on the chat messages. There's some restriction on that. Yep.
No problem. I don't know. Sometimes Teams does that.
Okay.
If you
And there was one
need Debbie to send you anything, can you email us with your
Yep, sure.
that?
I'll do that.
Yes, questions.
There was one question. I mean, if I have a 7 years of experience, and that too in data management world. So if I have to attempt, so should I go for associate? Should I go for practitioner?
You don't decide what you go for. You go for you all aim to get 80%.
Okay.
And it's what you
By
score.
default, it'll
So aim for
go to
80. If you don't aim for 80, you're not going to hit 80. Yeah, let me go back to that to see this. That slide here. It used to be, it used to be that was separate and you had to apply for a separate thing. Just promote, yeah, but it's not anymore. It depends on what you score. So
Okay.
yeah, if you score under 70, they will award you the CDMP associate. It doesn't stop you doing the specialist exams. Do the specialist exams anyway, because then you will rewrite the associate. You have to rewrite it because it will expire after 3 years. So you have to rewrite it within after 3 years anyway. And a rewrite costs you $211, not $311. So aim to collect for everything. If you don't make it on this one, it's especially for business focused people, those technical questions like modeling, they might fall down on those. But then you do your data governance and your data quality specialists and you crack them with 80%. Then you just have to pay 211 to rewrite the fundamentals and you got your master. Yes, Gala?
Thank you. Yep, that's helpful. So if I mean I have to start today, so what should be the expected target that I should be able to, if I am giving 1 or 2 hours every day for this specifically, so what should be my target that by these number of months I'll be able to appear for exam. I mean, or is it's like more than 6 months it takes to appear
No,
for.
no, put your head down. Yeah, it depends on the person. It depends how you learn. And it depends on your experience as well. You know, for some people, it's a lot quicker. I summarized the DMBOK. That's how I ended up developing that course. But get hold of Sanjeev, because we're doing that collaboration to do the course, and then we get through that course in 4 days, and you'd be ready to write the exam within, say, a month of revision. We attack it that way. Reading the whole book it's very long-winded.
Yep. I mean, sometimes it's kind of boring to read that whole book, to be honest.
Absolutely, I know. Yeah, get hold of Sanjeev and we'll make a class, an affordable class.
Okay. Thank you, Veronica.
Okay.
This,
All
yeah.
right, Golam, anything?
Yeah, so what happens when we obtain all 3 certificates within 3 years? Are they perpetual or they will expire in
They expire in
certain
3
years?
years. I'm not altogether sure of the exact way it does, whether it's of the first one you pass or the last one you pass, but because they've tied this Daima Central membership into the exam fee, I'm assuming it's got to last 3 years from your last exam, because your membership will expire after 3 years then. That's what I'm assuming. I haven't got confirmation, but after 3 years, you're going to pay. It used to be $100. You had to pay Daima International $100 to renew, and that gives you another 3 years of membership. And you have to also be collecting this professional development. So attend our webinars, and 30 hours over 3 years is not hard to accumulate.
Yeah, but like the certificate that we are getting at the end, CDMP Master, is it going to expire or it's forever?
Yes, 3 years.
So then we have to do all these exams again.
No, you have to pay $100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Pay,
it's like a demonstrating that I have been involved in the data field, and this is what I have
yes,
done according
yes,
to the CDMP certification,
yes.
what I have learned. And okay, so it's mostly like writing up some essays and test cases and
No,
appealing.
I think it's more like what you've been involved with. If you've done community work, like setting exam questions is one of them. Volunteering with your local chapter. Those are count as the up to the 30 hours. Also attending webinars. So if you attend the webinars that we host, Daima SA, our teams will register you as having been on the meeting, and each one of those is an hour. So you just have to attend 30 of those within 3 years and you'll have it. It's just showing that you're committed to your own professional development.
Mm-hmm.
Now
That's great. And
that's quite easy to get. It's just the
yeah,
$100 that's the pain.
yeah, that's okay. And another thing is how long that one will going to last? Like it's again
Another 3 years.
expiring in
And
another 3 years.
yeah,
Okay.
so basically that's going to be your life after for the next your life every 3 years. You're going to be paying $100 and uploading your 3 years of data volunteering and professional development.
Thank you. It's clear now.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Kumar?
Hi, Veronica. Hi. One question on regarding this open book exam. So, is it that we can just do a search on certain keywords, or
Yes, you can. It works.
I say, and just wondering what is the challenge since this is an open book exam. So I never done any open book exam. So
Okay.
could you highlight what is the difficulty here?
It's not the same, you know, not often at university they say it's an open book exam and we go, oh my goodness, it means it's going to be really hard. This is not. It's not more challenging because it's an open book exam. I think it's really just the recognition that you're going to be writing the exam in areas where you're not working, so you're not experienced. And I think that's why they give you the option of the book, and because it's such a fat book, and because when you're working, you're going to be referring to the book anyway. You don't memorize it, but you do need to know where to look for things. That's the important thing, where you look things up. And somebody said that one of the guys who wrote last weekend, he said he didn't practice looking up. So that was a challenge for him. Look what I've done. I've put little tags on my book so that you can easily look it up. And if you've got your PDF, you have to have it on a separate device. And you can look up keywords because they don't change the words. They're not trying to catch you on English, so they don't change the words. And it was really, I looked up with my data governance, with the quality and the fundamentals. I used my hard copy. With the data governance, I used my PDF, and it worked. It was good. You just, with the practice quizzes or something like that, then I would recommend that you just practice looking up, just to make sure that you slick with your looking up.
Okay, got it.
Who's
Thank
next?
you.
Hi, Veronica. Shankara here. Yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned there are 3 exams. One is the data management core exam, right?
Yes.
And also you also mentioned the specialties exam as well.
Yes.
So where we will take the core specific, right? It's a data governance, data quality specific we take, right? And what is the third one? I can see there's an IES core.
That's your choice. So you do the core exam and then you pick 2. So
Okay,
what are you working? What area are you working in?
I'm a
data.
I'm a data management professional, actually. I work in the data architecture and data governance predominantly.
Okay, good. So data architecture, the exam's not ready yet. We're still busy with that. Data governance. Data governance was a nice exam. Howard was also part of the setting team for that. So, his course is quite good because he knows he's got a bit of knowledge of what's in the exam. But it was a nice exam. I found it to be, it wasn't tricky, but it's based on chapter 1, 2, and 3. And chapter 15, 16, and 17. And remember, data governance has got that oversight and control aspect with all the other knowledge areas. So at the back of each chapter, there is data governance's role within that knowledge area. You need to know that too.
Correct. So I've also worked on the data governance projects as well. So I have that experience.
Yes, good. So you'll pick that one and data architecture probably when it's ready. It's going to be ready soon.
Okay, so my question is, so after taking the data management core exam, how many specialty cores we need to complete to get the master?
2.
2.
Yeah.
2 specialty cores and 1 data management core, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, clear. And you also recommended the sequence of this. So you mentioned that take specialty first and then go for the data management.
We usually say do the data management fundamentals first. Usually people do that first, but there's no requirement to do it first. You can do the exams in any order you want to. There's no requirements. It makes sense to do the fundamentals first because that's the broad overview.
Correct, agree with you. And once we pass on the, let's say, data management core exam with 80% score, so we will get the CDMP associate certification, right?
Yes, you will. But you'll get those. Remember, I showed you in my badges. You get that that practitioner badge, and let me find that again. Where did I have it? I have it in my. Gosh, I think I closed it. You get the practitioner badge and the master badge as well. And only when you've got all 3 will you get the full CDMP practitioner. But when you pass your first exam, the core exam, the DM fundamentals, no matter what you get, as long as it's over 60, you're going to get the CDMP associate certification.
Okay.
Because you're on
Yeah, after taking the core, if we take 2 specialty course, what will be the certificate we get?
It depends on, you have to get 70% for all 3, you get the
Mhm.
practitioner.
Okay.
And if you get 80% for all 3, and you can upload your CV to show that you've got 10 years of data experience, you will get the master. If you haven't got 10 years of data experience, then you don't get the master certification, even if you get over 80%.
Okay, clear. Thank you so much, Veronica.
Yeah, pleasure. Who's next?
And
Marian. Okay.
can we upgrade that once we have once we have got 10 years of experience?
Yes, you can. You can. So you can, when you are, at least I think so, as long as you will be able to upgrade it as soon as within those 3 years. But if you've renewed, I assume you'll be able to upgrade it as soon as you've got 10 years, because you meet the requirements, 80% in all 3 exams and 10 years of experience. I don't see a problem with that.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Veronica.
Who's next? Marian, you've had your hand up for a while.
Hi, Veronica. Yes, I see there's some practice sets on Udemy as well. Do they follow the same principles, and is it
Yeah.
worthwhile looking at that?
Yes and no. Yes, because it gets you through the DMBOK. No, because the questions are different. Sometimes they ask for, there's more than one response, and some of them are wrong. Some of the answers are wrong. So it helps you revise the book. They go in the order of the book. So I did the first set just to see what they were like. You sit there with your book and the question asked, and it's on the next page, So it helps you go through your DMBOK. And that's useful. It's not expensive, the Udemy questions, but do it with care, because some of them were wrong.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, I've been developing practice questions for the study groups. Marian, have you done my course?
No, I met you once at Nedbank.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, but I haven't done a course.
And have you been reading the DMBOK?
No, I haven't. I've got a PDF copy. Yeah, but I haven't read it yet.
Okay. Yeah, we can chat. Send me a mail. Come on.
Yes, Veronica. Hi. So once you have the CDMP, so how do you differentiate? People have different levels, because I notice people just use CDMP with the names.
I know, one shouldn't. One should say the different levels. That's where your badges come in. So if your employer wants to verify, then you have to have the right badges. So I know,
Okay.
yeah, you shouldn't.
I mean,
you should say what level if you are advertising yourself as a CDMP.
understand, but is it common people just put that with the name, just say CDMP, right?
It is common. It is
Okay.
common. But there's nothing we can do about it, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Ankush, are you still there?
Yep, I'm there. I think this is good. I mean, this was really helpful. I got a good view today. I mean, uh, I have been thinking of appearing for this exam, but now I have more visibility. Earlier, I was stuck with first thing, that which one I should appear for. Should it be associate, and what will be the difficult for all these? So, but now this
But now
makes
you know
more
it's one exam. It's all the same exam.
So this is helpful. I mean, I'll try that once I get that refresher and that study group link. So probably if I can join those, and then there will be more insight on what actually we need to do to get certified.
Okay.
But it is really helpful. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you.
Yeah, get hold of Sanjeev. Join up with him.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be coordinating what's happening in India, preparation-wise. He's very approachable, and he's very passionate about data management.
Okay.
Okay, that's everything. Any more questions?
No, that's all from me, and it was really great to talk to you. I got
It was
some
really great to
concepts
meet you all.
clarified. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a lovely day. I will be sending the recording, the extra reading material, and the assessments through to the emails here. So thank you so much, and you'll receive an email from me.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.